Sampling eggs new on the shelves of Roadtown Wholesale, Right Way Food Markets, cage-free eggs.
This is very good. This is very good.
There you go. Let us know how it tastes.
Like a proper scrambled egg.
Yeah,
Proper scrambled egg.
A new addition to Right Way's also good brand.
So we cooked up some of the eggs for you. You know, from my perspective, fantastic. The color on them is great. You don't need to really add anything to it. We put a little bit of oil in there just to help, you know, not keep it away from the pan. But they scramble up really nicely. You can see a very, very nice color. You know, they don't burn easily, so they're a fantastic product, from my opinion, from the culinary side of things. So very happy that our company gets to work with these.
September 8, 2025, Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Whitley, joined the company's General Manager, Neil Hayes, and RTW's Supply Manager, Neil Thomas, for a simple launch in the form of a press conference.
Okay, morning everybody. Thanks for coming. Very excited today and very grateful to have Honourable Premier with us this morning to celebrate the launch of our new eggs range. And I'm also accompanied by Neil Thomas, who's our supply manager here at RTW, who's done a lot of work getting the product here on shelf. Very special day for us. We're celebrating the fact that we've halved the price of eggs through some great supply work, finding some eggs from a new egg supplier in the Dominican Republic, and I really wanted to celebrate this with the Honourable Premier and thank him for encouraging us and pushing us. Some months ago, you will recall that he was talking about how we could really reduce our reliance upon supply from the US, especially in the face of the Trump tariffs and everything that was going with it, and really pushed us to seek new supply in the Dominican Republic, which we've now done successfully. And we're just here to celebrate that today. Very excited that we're lowering the price of eggs for consumers after what's been a very difficult 18 months with egg pricing being so high. So that's what we're here to do today, and we're very excited to show you the new egg range.
I'm delighted to be part of the team to showcase our new initiative where we're going to be able to offer you more affordable eggs. In comparison to what we used to carry before, it's a lot more cheaper and it's more savings for your pocket. So come on down to Right Way and shop on the new innovation, just at $5 a crate of eggs and $11.99 for the 30 pack.
Yeah, and let me just congratulate Roadtown Wholesale. Neil squared. Let me just congratulate you all on this initiative. You know, as a government, we decided to conduct a trade mission to the Dominican Republic because, of course, as Neil said, we had the situation of the tariffs, which really spurred us to think about ways in which we can lower the price of goods for consumers. And I think eggs is so symbolic of what's happening, because the price of eggs became unaffordable for the average resident. There was an outcry. And here you have Roadtown Wholesale, which was one of the companies which accompanied us to the Dominican Republic. We're able to see that the Dominican Republic had products at a lower, more affordable price. They're fresher, hormone-free, and of course it increases intra-Caribbean trade, which is great for the BVI, it's great for the Dominican Republic. It is a win-win. And I think that, you know, this demonstrates Roadtown Wholesale's commitment to making prices more affordable for our Virgin Islands families, which as a government and as a partner in terms of economy that's affordable for the residents, we're very much appreciative to Roadtown Wholesale. And we see this as really a beginning. It's a great example that we hope that other supermarkets, and I'm pretty sure other supermarkets and other suppliers are exploring ways in which they can get product from the Dominican Republic or product from another Caribbean island or Latin American country to make things easier on the consumers here. And again, it's just a beginning, because government as well wants to see what we can do. You know, besides just conducting trade missions and sensitizing persons to what is possible, what we can do to help consumers have an easier time, as we know a lot of persons are having a difficult time with inflation caused by external factors beyond our control. But what we can control, we should do to try to make things easier for ourselves. So again, congratulations, Neil.
Yep.
Neil, Neil,
Thank you.
excellent job. And I'm hopeful persons will be able to enjoy some scrambled eggs in the morning now, you know, considering the fact that the price of eggs literally been halved.
All right, Kathy Richards, JTV News. This is for Neil or Neil.
Yep.
Could you say how long ago you started with this brand of egg, and what has been how has it been going?
Okay, so well, we just launched the eggs literally this week, so right at the very start. But the initial feedback from customers has been amazing. You know, I was shopping on the weekend and I saw people stopping in the aisle and saying, "Oh, I can buy eggs again," you know, because the price has literally been halved. And I think, truthfully, the price of eggs got so high with what's been going on in the States that it meant that a lot of people just weren't buying eggs anymore, and that dropped out of their diet. So getting the eggs back to a sensible price, and we're going to work hard on making that even better, really helps us, really helps those consumers. So it's been really good. And then the other news story here, I think, is the brand. So we, you know, try not to drop these. We have a brand called Oh So Good, which we launched in partnership with Cost You Less, which is our sister company. And this brand, Oh So Good, is specifically product made for Right Way. So part of the way we're trying to save consumers money is by doing private label, which means that we go to growers or producers and we get them to make products to our specification, which helps us lower the price rather than necessarily rely on big American brands. So, you know, we have Oh So Good water that I know has become very popular in the public. Right behind you, there's some Oh So Good Angus burgers I can see in the freezer. So, you know, the Oh So Good products, we have a few right now. I think we have about 30, but, you know, we're going to have tens and tens of these Oh So Good products coming, which again should start to lower the price of goods for residents in the BVI.
What's the shelf life when compared to the American eggs?
It's comparable. It's actually slightly better. So it's comparable. The lead time is quicker from the DR. So, you know, they are, you know, somewhat fresher, which is really advantageous to us. It also means that Neil, who's got to manage all of that supply, can call and get the product quickly. So, you know, I think if you sample them, you'll find they're really fresh. They're fantastic. We've been cooking some up. You know, we've been eating them. They're great. I think consumers are going to love them. And we will keep stocking some of the, you know, the US eggs, because I realize some people, like with the water, you know, there's some people that still prefer Roxanne, and it takes a little bit of time, you know, to migrate across. So we'll keep stocking the other brands, but Oh So Good is going to be something that's going to help people save money in Right Way, because it's made specifically for Right Way.
Did you do a feasibility study before venturing directly to this brand of eggs from the Dominican?
There's not really anything to study. Like I guess the real kind of challenge is for the team was going out and meeting the growers and the producers and checking the quality of their facilities. So we did a full audit on their facilities and checked their accreditations. What's amazing about a lot of the producers in the Dominican Republic, and this was what the Honorable Premier had been saying, you know, probably back around Christmas time, was there's some really, really competent producers in the Dominican Republic that actually are accredited and sell product to the US, they sell product to Europe. And when we were at the trade show, we found product that was labeled for big supermarkets in the UK, big supermarkets in France, big supermarkets in the US. So they're not Mickey Mouse suppliers in the Dominican Republic. They're very credible, they've got very high standards, and we've audited that and checked that. And because we're able to access the product, it's relatively local, the lead time is good, it helps us drive down that pricing.
Very media. I think it's up to I'm following up on one of Andy's questions. What has the turnover actually been like? The movement of the
Oh, I mean, it's literally been a few days, so I don't want to kind of quote the numbers, but we're going to be well into double-digit growth again on eggs. And I think that's driven by people consuming more eggs because the price is lower, or people that dropped out of that market. And when we saw the egg price inflation, which was outside of our control, we saw the consumption of eggs halve. So like and I'm sure residents and people here will recognize this, like the frequency of buying eggs just dropped away as the price increased. People were just simply priced out of it, as the Premier said. And now that the price is back to a fair price, we're seeing people jump back into that. And we're ordering these by the container load, so it's not a small thing for us. We'll order a full container of eggs from the Dominican Republic. So it's a big partnership, and we expect really good volume from it.
Yeah, and let me just say that I appreciate Rotown Wholesale taking a risk with a new product, but just a message to the consumers, the public out there. There are some things that are within our control, and that includes your own preference. Some persons may say they only want a particular brand, that's what they're used to, but some of these brands, actually the product is the same. It's just branded differently. It may be more expensive to get the product here, and it's all just packaging and marketing. So that's why I appreciate with the Oh So Good products. We have a lot of Waitrose products as well, which is a big supermarket in the United Kingdom. And once persons just try something different, you can find that you'll be able to balance your own personal budget a lot better if you're just able to explore different preferences. And in some instances, the quality is even better than what it is you're used to. Especially, let's take a look at European products where typically the standards are higher as it pertains to food quality. So, there's some things within our control. I also want to recognize the Honorable Cal Dawson, who led the mission to the Dominican Republic. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today because he's on duty travel, but I want to recognize his efforts in leading in this particular area.
I want to follow up as well. It says age-free, and some of the feedback that we've been seeing was that there were no images or anything to be found in reference to the company, and then anything to show that it's definitely age-free, and safety to us.
No, I think that's a really good question, and we recognize launching something like eggs where there is a sensitivity to quality. People want that reassurance, and like I said, the facilities that we're using, the growers, the people that are producing the eggs, they're at a very high standard. And we'd actually talked internally, Dawn Corwood, who's our marketing manager, we talked about potentially getting some video footage from the DR and then sharing that with the public so people can see just how modern and clean and appropriate these facilities are and what the animal welfare standards are like. It clearly doesn't serve us any benefit launching a product like this, with the Premier today, and then it not being good quality, because it would be a very short-lived thing. So, we stand behind the name Oh So Good. And as the Premier said, a lot of the people that are making these products for Oh So Good and many other private label brand, across the world, they're making branded product too. They're not inferior. So, when you buy Waitrose product, we've now got 2,500 Waitrose products in the store. We used to order about 5 containers a year of Waitrose. It was the sort of English stuff. We now order a container of Waitrose every week. Why? Because we think those private label products deliver a lot better value for the consumer here. But they're great quality products, and they're tested to the highest standards, and a lot of them are made by the same brands that you see with a higher price.
For the Premier, were all the supermarket entities invited on the trade mission? How was the invite to them?
Yeah, everyone was invited. It was led by ministry responsible for trade. We had a full mission there, including persons like Lizette George. I believe Dr. Bob, Lincoln Bob attended. Cal Dawson represented myself on the mission, and other supermarkets attended as well. I believe Muhammad was there as well. I wasn't there on the mission myself, so I may not remember every single entity that was there. Neil might even.
I'm not here to talk about the competition, but yes, they were there. Cindy, yeah, they were there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And for both of you,
Yeah.
as of this morning, which brand of eggs is in your fridge?
I have both actually, because I wanted to try them against each other. But that's me being a bit of a geek. But yeah, I have both. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be vegan, so I might eat cake that has eggs in it because I'm not able to divorce myself from cake as yet. But if I ate eggs, I would have no challenge at all. Buying the oh so good eggs from Right Way or for any other store who's getting them.
Thank you.
Okay, can I ask you a two-part one? Is there a plan to eventually phase out the American eggs? And then the second part, I noticed on your shelf you not only have the American and the cage-free, but you also have organic eggs and another brand below.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about those?
Yeah, so I think a lot of that, the answer to that question, Kathy, is led by the public and the consumer. So, we know that some people will switch, some people take a bit longer to switch. What we don't want to do is remove the options for people. So we'll continue to sell, the Hillendale brand of eggs, which is the US eggs. They have an organic product as well, which a lot of people go for. We're still seeking an accredited organic version from the DR. That's something that we're looking at. But for now, we've got, the Hillendale organic. We don't want to switch those off and remove the choice for the consumer. So, normally the consumer tells us in terms of, what their preference is, and then whether we continue to carry things. Right now, we're going to carry this. We also have the local eggs as well that we sell. So we've got those for the people that want to buy the local eggs. So, really good choice at the moment. But the more important thing to me is that less people are priced out of the market on what is a very staple food.
Okay, one last one. Sure. Are you planning on being the wholesale supplier for the also good KJ?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like we have a 30-pack egg, which delivers great value, and I know there's a lot of businesses out there, restaurants obviously consume a lot of eggs. We'll be wholesaling this through Roadtown Wholesale to our business customers. So yes, you'll see it on the Right Way shelves, but we'll also sell it to our business customers in the market, restaurants, resorts, kitchens, and so forth. So yeah, you'll see that in the wholesale.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Large and small corporations in the BVI can't be wrong. Bovi HR, a BVI-based integrated solution of employee timesheets, leave tracking, scheduling, employment letters, HR processes, pay slips, and tax reports, including NHI, Social Security, and Inland Revenue, will make your management of employees easier. While Bovi HR can cater to the needs of larger enterprises, it also works exceptionally well for small companies. To sign up, visit bovihr.com, that is BOVIHR.com, or call us at 342-9686.